Well, after a brief summer vacation, I guess you could say, we're back and ready to go behind the lines again.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a vacation. We just been busy.
It has been crazy busy, and to that point, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So
Amen.
Let's go ahead and jump in.
Let's do it.
Probably the biggest news from this summer is where we are with broadband and
Yes,
FastNet.
ahead of schedule is the big thing, right?
Man, ahead of schedule and on budget.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody being patient with us. When we rolled this out, man, it doesn't seem like it's been 3 years already. In 2020 is when we started construction, and we projected to be done with our system, early 2024,
That's
summer
right.
2024. So we're complete with mainline in Ware, which was the last OLT where we did construction. Now we're still doing drops. We still have about 1,500, 2,000 people waiting for service. So thank you for being patient, and man, time has flown by quick, John.
It sure has, and we hit a milestone just recently again.
Amen.
14,000 customers.
That odometer keeps clicking.
It does keep clicking, and as Brian said, we appreciate everybody being patient. I mean, the fact that we got done 6 to 8 months earlier than we projected is amazing. And we're just looking forward. Now we're just going back, and so if you haven't signed up for FastNet yet, or you're waiting for us to hook you up, as Brian said, be patient because we are coming. We're excited.
We're so blessed, John, to be able to offer this service, and people are happy with it. And we've got great employees. That's the hinging point for us. Is we've got great folks we work with. So if you have questions about FastNet, reach out to us. We're local folks. Come see us. Talk to somebody who has a service. I think testimonials go a long way. The people I hear from love it.
Yep, we have probably 99% of the folks just have rave reviews, and the ones that don't, we work with to figure out what the issue is. So we're very excited about all that going on, and that's what's been keeping us busy, that and the weather.
Yes, and we were just talking, John, it seems like this is the hottest summer on record. It's probably not the hottest summer on record, and maybe I'm just getting older and softer. But man, I worry about our staff that's out in the weather, especially noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the heat index is 110. I know they're acclimated to it, but I worry about them.
Well, it's tough because, in our line of work or their line of work, you have safety is key. And so they've got to wear, it's not just out there in the heat, they're wearing fire retardant gear that, keeps them safe, but that's hot.
It is.
It adds a level of heat, all those layers you got to wear.
Well, and there's no break from it. And a lot of our system on the right of way, the poles and the wires out in the fields, it's in the sunlight. There's not a lot of shade. And even if you are in the shade, it's not much relief.
That's right. And so we make sure those guys stay hydrated. We try to work them, especially this time of year, start as early as we can so they're not out there in the full heat of the day if possible. But the job's got to get done.
Amen.
And those guys know it, and they do it. They buck up and they get out there and take care of business.
And time's going so fast, it won't be long before we're talking about the dangers of cold weather.
That's right. We're going to be.
I'm looking forward to it, actually.
That's right. We're going to be warning you not to run your heat so much. So just it's kind of a never-ending cycle. And of course, the other thing with weather this year is we've got hurricanes sitting out in the Gulf right now. We're recording this sort of at the very end of August, and so we've got. They're like lined up like planes at an airport right now.
We've got equipment and men ready to go. That's the beautiful thing about being a co-op. There's over 900 co-ops across the country. Our big thing is concern for community and helping each other. So we're ready to go help another co-op if they need help. I'd much rather send our guys to help than to ask for help. But one day we'll probably need help.
That's right. And hopefully it'll be far in the future.
Amen.
But this business really is weather driven. Whether it's storms and the repairs that we have to do, or whether it is just temperatures, summer and winter, that drive our need for electricity. And that's kind of been one of the keys recently of a big announcement that our regulator, our rate regulator, and our power provider made.
Yeah.
TVA. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do. So, TVA has made the statement over the past several years that sales are flat. There wasn't any growth in the valley, so there was no need for new generation to be built, no need for increases. They were trying to capitalize on efficiency. And the recent study, as we've all seen, is there's a lot of economic development growth in the valley. The valley is an attractive place to live, work. The workforce is there. The communities of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, North Georgia. They're a better environment for taxes for a company to come and land to. So, just look at our footprint with the steel mill, the aluminum mill, and there's several others in the works. Blue Oval up in Tennessee. There's a lot moving here, and with that, TVA's realized they need to look at new generation, and in order to do that, they're running out of runway, and they need to have a rate increase. And to be honest with you, we're looking at the same thing. Ours is a little different perspective because we don't have the issue of coming up with new generation. Ours is mainly because inflation, interest rate, depreciation expense. But I'd like to say that the employees of Ford County, the board of directors, have done an excellent job over the past 10 or 12 years of doing a lot of things to mitigate this as long as possible. We changed the group health insurance plan, we reduced head count, we did a lot of other things just from a business management oversight standpoint. For the one day when you have to have a rate increase, you can look in the mirror and know that you made wise decisions to put it off as long as possible. So we are looking at doing a local rate increase, and I know TVA's made an announcement that they're doing one, and I think it will go into effect October 1st. We're trying to firm that up to see if that's
right.
Actually it, but they're looking at 4.5%. And for those of you that don't know, a little clarity, TVA is who generates the power in the valley. We have an agreement with them that we get all of our generation from them, and we are the substation, poles, wires, men and women that serve that power to the people in our footprint. So when you see TVA, you wonder how that relates to you and Ford County's name. We're the provider, we're the ones you deal with, we're your local power provider, but the power is generated from TVA.
And so, quite frankly, we don't have a choice. If
Correct.
They say prices are going up, then prices are going up, and we all have to share that burden.
And I know it stings a bit, but the environment we live in, especially the past couple of years, everything's going up. Right. And I've got our CFO looking at when is the last time we actually had a rate increase. Now, we increased outdoor lights a little bit, and we would adjust a little here and there, but we haven't had a increase across the whole rate structure
in at least a decade.
I've been here 18 years, and it's probably been at least a decade, and it's not because we've been blinded and not looking at our rates. I mean, we're financially strong, and remember, we're a not-for-profit electric cooperative, but no margin equals no mission. So we have to have a margin. Our margin's very small because we're not-for-profit, but that margin is shrinking because of all this outward pressure. Some say it's political, some say it's interest rates, inflation, but all those things, we are running out of runway, and we're going to have to make an increase, whether we do it this fall or this spring, to make sure we continue to have a margin, because we want to keep investing in your plant and make sure that employees have good equipment, make sure that the substation stays strong, and we replace poles when necessary. And Ford County's always been viewed that way, that we do the right things to make sure that our members have good service, and that really shines during a storm. So you see the investment that we made. We're going to stay that course, but we're going to do it in a prudent way, and we're going to try to take as much of the sting out of it as possible.
Well, and I think that, again, we have done under Mr. Cade prior to you, and then especially under your leadership, our eye has always been on what can we do to bring the bottom line down, on our impact on the bottom line, to avoid having to make decisions like this. And we've done a terrific job of it over the years. It's just we're chasing those price increases. I know we harp on it all the time. We were hoping to avoid it, but when the basic fundamentals of our job, transformers, wire, poles, become 2, 3, 4, 5 times as expensive as they were 2 or 3 years ago, there's nothing you can do.
Well, I can't take credit for it. Mr. Cade did a good job of laying out a runway for it, but the big person toting this is the employees at all levels. They're doing a really good job of managing the material, trying to look at it from, are they making wise decisions that their grandma will be proud of? And I'm proud of the employees. They really are. They're doing a good job. So when we have a rate increase, they understand why, and they feel like they've done what they can do to mitigate it. So I'm proud of them. They're doing a good job, John. Self included.
Well, I appreciate that. So we're all very attuned to the impact that this is going to have on the membership, and we're going to do our darndest to make sure that whatever impact that is as small as possible.
Yes.
And then, of course, our mission continuing to move forward is to find those ways so that we may have to do this now, but we're going to fight like the devil to keep from having to do it again anytime in the near future, or, do the bare minimum, whatever we have to do to get going to move it forward.
Well, it's probably a good time too to remind people that your power consumption varies, right? It's weather driven, or if you have a pool pump, that kind of stuff drives it. But we have things that can offset some of that sting too, right? Your staff will do an in-home energy evaluation. If you feel like maybe you have some gaps in your windows or doors and you need somebody to come look at it, give you some advice, we're here to do that. We also have levelized billing.
That's right.
To help you budget yourself a little better through the year if finances are tight personally. We offer all kinds of things to help a member manage it. We can put you on prepay. That'll help you manage it from a financial standpoint. Of course, bank draft is the easiest and the least expensive to the co-op, the one we prefer. It's cheaper than a credit card or a check payment. But there's multiple ways that we can help you manage your personal finances.
That's right, and we have, as you said, a staff of our trusted energy advisors that can come out and walk through and give you the hints and show you the tools and the programs that we have to help you move forward. And if you want to meet some of those folks,
yes,
we're going to be out and about in the community here this fall, and I know that some of the places that we're scheduled to be at are going to be the Prairie Arts Festival, which is coming up the 2nd
Saturday.
of September. That's
Yeah.
right. We'll be at Brooksville Day down
Maybe it
in
won't be hot.
Knoxville County. I hope we get a little break on there on September 30th. And then we'll be at the Dancing Rabbit Festival in Macon on October 7th. So
Yes, that'll be here before you know it.
that's right. So if you're-
October, my favorite month.
That's right. If you're out and about, come see us. We'll be happy to talk to you about any questions that you have and show you all the good things that we're doing.
Thank you for being a member, and I hope you see that Ford County and its employees try to do everything with honesty, integrity, and service. And if we can do anything better, please let us know. Reach out. We're here to serve you.